Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. You can catch this show live Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, it'll be a great time. We get all the comments in between and all the other fun discussions back and forth. But hey, if you don't like any of that chatty type stuff, you can just catch this stuff here and just get just the facts and nothing else. Well, actually, it's gonna be the facts of the news merged with my opinion. That's what makes my weekly news roundup a little different. I'm not just reporting to you the boring facts. I'm telling you what I think about it as it goes. If you haven't caught on by now, then there may not be hope, but you can enjoy the show anyway. Anyway, let's go ahead and get diving on in. And first up, this is an update from last week where we talked about the notification system inside of both Apple and Android. The government was asking for information relating to these push notifications under gag orders from both Google and Apple. So after this all came out, notice how all this had to come out from some covert reporter. Of course, they're starting to throw those guys in jail now. But some covert reporter finds out about this stuff, makes it known to Wyden, and now there's a big deal about it and all sorts of guys. And now all of a sudden, the Apple and Google are now requiring court orders to release metadata information. As I reported, though, this requires their services, like their Apple services and their Google services types of things. And so if you're using something like Lineage and you don't have Google Play services, there's no data to get. It's kind of like when we want to know everybody who's in here from your Google account and they're calling Google and you don't have Google apps on your phone, you're invisible to that type of geofence warrant. And so that's the best thing you can do is you can move away from these systems onto things like Lineage that don't have the G apps on them, that their app notification stuff is not pinging through Google. But now Apple is requiring a judge's order to hand over your push notification data. I think Google did this first and Apple did it afterwards, after they all got caught in their pants down. You know, they're all swimming in the ocean and the tide goes out and it's like, whoa, they're all out there skinny dipping. Whoa, let's put our shorts back on here and cover ourselves. That's what was going on there. That was exciting. Speaking of terrible phones, Verizon handed over phone data to a woman stalker multiple times. The police only caught him months later as he drove up to her house. How did he get all this kind of stuff? Well, he just impersonated a police officer. From a Proton Mail account, he emailed Verizon saying he was a police officer, and they said, well, we need the warrant. Here's the form you need. And he calls him up and says, hey, this is super time sensitive. We think she's trying to skip the country. We don't got time for all that stuff. And Verizon's like, all right, you want her? Here's her number. Oh, she changed her number. Here's the new number. Oh, by the way, here's her parents' number. And here's access to the account. You know, that little Verizon app that you get if you actually use that to migrate accounts. Yeah, they keep data of that. And he gave them access to that too. And so I think at one point in time they were dating. I think that's what happened is they were dating and he had some risque photos of her. Guys, stop taking photos with... I mean, if you're married and deeply committed and you want to engage in digital get down or something from InSync, you enjoy yourself. But if you're just dating somebody, don't be taking nude pictures with each other, because he had these. Now he has this girl's parents' number and is now trying to say, if you don't get in contact with me, I'm going to release your nudes to your family. And so, of course, Verizon never bothered to check. They didn't think it was suspicious that some guy's asking them for information, claiming to be a police officer, emailing them from a protonmail.com address, nor did they require the actual warrant in their hand, nor did they even contact the judge's office. He actually used the real name of a judge. They never did any of that. He just called up, said he's Detective Cooper, and this woman's about to skip the country, and it's serious, and I need this stuff. We don't got time for this warrant stuff. Verizon's like, all right. Think about that. Just an FYI, Mint Mobile. Yeah, you don't have to have a physical address on there. You don't have to have your real name on there. You don't even have to have your real credit card information on there. It's one of the reasons I use Mint Mobile. Yikes. Of course, the downside is Mint Mobile is now owned by T-Mobile, which has leaked more information out than anybody else. Although if Mint Mobile's data is still separate from T-Mobile's data system, chances are they are. We should be okay, but I don't know. At least I know if things get leaked out, my real name's not getting out there with it. So there's my thought. All right. Well, I should have used the Mint Mobile as my affiliate, tlm.li/mm, if you want to look at Mint Mobile. And our last story in privacy for the day, Ubiquiti. So Ubiquiti, they are popular with routers, but they also have a lot of IoT stuff. They got camera networks, and they have this really cool dashboard that even if you have this router and it's sitting in your house, you still go onto the internet to control the thing that's sitting at your house, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But hey, stupid is as stupid does in America, and innovation simply means we have to control it all, and you're going to control the local device that's sitting on your desk, not by accessing the local device sitting on your desk, but by going way out to the internet, and then we're going to go from the internet down into your local device. And then we're going to make all the little changes. Well, there was a little problem with that. The isolation between accounts had a tiny glitch. And so Ubiquiti users were logging into their Ubiquiti account to manage their router and seeing everybody else's routers and cameras and all sorts of things. And they could go in there and they could see what was in there, and they could make changes, and they could alter passwords. They could do all sorts of neat stuff, all because this company thinks that your local router that sits on your desk has to be talked to from the internet rather than the computer sitting right next to it. Don't use this crap. If you got it, you might think about replacing it. This is why I use pfSense. pfSense is awesome, okay? In pfSense, I control my router completely locally, and inside of that, all of the controls, everything I need is right there. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. I mean, yeah, Ubiquiti's like, yeah, we kind of know it's a problem. We're not completely sure exactly what's happening, but there's something going on here. We're looking into it. So you're looking into why this guy can log into his account to manage his router, and he sees all of these information. Look at these. Here's your WAN IP addresses. These are the IP addresses on the internet, folks. Over here's the name of the particular device. Here's your model number. Internet health. Here's your up-to-date status. You can turn it on. You can turn it off. Oh, this must be a router and an IP can. I don't know what's going on with all these symbols. But there you have it, guys. There you have it. Might want to think about these Ubiquiti devices. So, well, if you want to help support the channel, we do have affiliates too. We are highlighting DigitalOcean. Of course, we just did the tutorial recently on setting up your own private Jitsi server utilizing DigitalOcean. Of course, you can use my credit here, tlm.li/DOH. You can sign up for your own Jitsi server and try it out for free for 2 months. While you're in there, you get $200 good for 60 days. So spin up a Jellyfin server. See if you can't take control of the media and stop relying on Netflix or, Lord forbid, Sony Entertainment. We know they're going to pull your data away. You can spin up your own private VPNs, hosting accounts, and all sorts of other fun stuff over here on DigitalOcean. tlm.li/DOH. And with that, let's head on over to security news and see what's going on in the security world. Oh, another healthcare breach. This is a healthcare giant Norton breach leads to theft of millions of patient records. This is a United States company. So they have 40 clinics and hospitals in and around Louisville, Kentucky, yet somehow the filing went through Maine's Attorney General. Interesting. So they say on May 9th, it was discovered an external systems breach. While the attackers were in the system, Norton says, the sensitive data of patients, employees, and their dependents was accessed. Now, this one, it doesn't look like they got actual medical data. And so I think this company probably is more like an insurance interfacing company is probably. They said the leaked information was names, dates of birth, social security numbers, health insurance information, medical identification numbers. Some had their financial accounts, driver's licenses, or other government IDs, and digital signatures taken. Wonderful! So now the hackers have your digital signature, so they can digitally sign documents on your behalf. Doesn't that sound great? Yeah, digitally signed documents on your behalf. I'm telling you, this world's getting better and better. Maybe we should have laws that forbids the internet available access of this type of information. Maybe we need to go back to some other system that is slightly more secure than putting it on the internet where AI can get out and start figuring out the holes in all the security. And these companies want to cut every dollar that they can, make as much money as they can so their CEOs can buy another boat. And the first thing they can do is be like, hey, that IT guy, he doesn't need any money. And then they just blame him when everything goes on because he's got no budget to actually fix anything. It's like the case in I think it was in Dallas, somewhere in Texas, where the IT guy says, hey, we have to have this external cloud backup system. It's what we need to prevent against this particular type of attack. They're like, do you make do with what you got? So we made do with what they got. And guess what? They had that exact same attack. And because of that, they lost everything. And then they fired him. And he's like, no. Told you this was going to happen, you morons. I want to include this one because I myself started receiving QR code scams this week in my email inbox. Isn't it totally awesome? This is why if you want to engage in all the funness of all this kind of stuff, you just need to put up some business, even if you don't actually sell anything, and just do like a sales@thisdomainname.com. Oh, you're going to get all sorts of fun spam coming in there. People are going to like find this and be like, hey, there's a domain name. Let's do sales at, because it looks like it might be a company. And so I got 2 of these, I think, this week, and one of my hosting account business catch-all emails, and they're like, there's so issue with your account. Scan this QR code here and go in and quickly access your account. I'll get right on that. Yep. I did find out in doing a little bit of research for this that there are websites that allows you to drop in a QR code and it's going to tell you where it's going to go. That's be useful information. So unless I'm in a really high trust circumstance or situation, I would highly advise you to never click on a QR code without having very clear knowledge where it's going. I do the same thing with bit.ly links. I'm sorry, a bit.ly link that on the positive end, hey, you can use the bit.ly link and see who's clicking your link. You know what? On the negative end, somebody can send you all sorts of weird places at bit.ly. So again, you got to trust it. This is why I don't use bit.ly on my accounts. I have a whole video on this. We have a whole video on creating a link shortener. And by creating a link shortener, what I'm able to do is I have that tlm.li that you always see across my channels for affiliate links and things like that. That does a couple things for me. The first is tlm.li, I control the domain, I control the site, I control everything. Nobody can create short links on that except me. That's it. So if you see a tlm.li, it is safe. It is something that I specifically did. Secondly, if an affiliate goes nutsoid, so like I need to do this on Linode. Not the Linode didn't go nutsoid, but if an affiliate goes nutsoid, we actually had this with ExpressVPN. There was a purchase which was a little suspicious. What I'm able to do is I'm able to take that same link and I'm able to redirect it somewhere else. So all my past videos, which has that URL, I can click you to the page. And what I did there is I explained the controversy and said, well, if you're still interested in them and want to support the channel with an affiliate, here's the direct affiliate link. I lose track of a little bit of internal tracking. Third thing it does, it gives me internal tracking for clicks. But what happened is I was able to create a separate page for that, redirect on that with the link shortener so that I don't have to go back and change links or delete links in old videos. You stumble on an old video, you click on that link. It's still, even if it doesn't take you to the affiliate anymore, it will, at the very least, it takes you to a page that I want you to go to without having to either delete a bunch of affiliate links or edit videos or pull a bunch of stuff down or do some other weird, ungodly thing. Gives you control. This is why you should think about doing a link shortener if you're doing those types of things. I have a video about my link shortener about it. But just be aware of that with the QR codes. These are dangerous. And finally, there was some rumor going around that Amazon got hacked. And Amazon says this is a false alarm. Is it really a false alarm, or did they actually get hacked? I don't know. I have no idea. According to Amazon, no, they did not. So there was information going around on social media saying they were hacked, they logged into their account, and there were Amazon drop-off locations in their account. Well, Amazon said that These actually got added to a few different accounts as they were adding new Amazon pickup locations. So according to Amazon, it's not, but we've seen companies before lie and say they weren't hacked when they actually were. I would say chances are pretty slim they were hacked. So I would believe Amazon on this case. Unless you see something suspicious orders going on, then, that obviously would be the case. But to have your address updated with a local pickup location there, I've seen Amazon add or remove things locally when I've done pickup location stuff. I haven't really seen them add anything. I've seen them suggest things when they closed down an Amazon corporate pickup location and swapped it out with pickup boxes nearby. I've seen that before. And so Amazon says that they were not hacked, despite what the links on social media says. Amazon spokesperson, this is why I think they might have been hacked, because when a spokesperson their lips start moving, they're lying. But they say this isn't a data security matter and our systems are secure. Amazon pickup locations were added to a small number of customer accounts in error. We're working to fix the issue. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused, and customers with questions about their account, welcome to contact customer support. So unless you actually start seeing unknown orders show up on your actual account, I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I don't know. That's what they said. Let me know. Do you think Amazon is telling the truth, or do you think Amazon is lying? It's like standing in front of that door. One of me always tells the truth. One of me always lies. All right. Well, let me know what you think. In the meantime, you can help support the channel over on Patreon. Patreon.com/TOMM if you want to help support the channel. We do have science fiction short stories coming along. And, oh, you can preview that. I was going to say, you shouldn't be able to watch that whole video, but okay. Yeah, there you go. You can preview the first few seconds of that. All right. So, the short stories, the next short story will be rolling out here. I usually try and have them done by the 15th. I just don't have the audiobook done yet. And so we're going to get the audiobook done and have that out hopefully by the end of this weekend. But you can always go on over to Patreon or any of the other supporter networks. We have short story, science fiction stories. And then we have, you can jump in on the live calls, and I'll also do some exclusive videos from time to time. Usually they're just channel updates and things like that, but they're fun for folks. This is what maybe I should do a short link for that. Patreon.com/TOMM. With that, let's head on over to business news. First up in business is probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen that can only come out of a DEI group instead of anybody dealing with computers and meritocracy. Yes, this is that bad. The deeper I'm thinking about this, the more I'm going, wait, what? The hell are you? Wait, what? So Mini Router gives you lifetime Wi-Fi and VPN coverage. Number one. Well, I don't know. Let's get into the story first, and then I'll tell you what all the weirdness is about this. All right, so connect and protect your whole team with this Mini Router. Offers 10,000 square foot coverage and a built-in VPN for the low price of $600. So this is not meant for a house usually, although maybe some people could. This is more meant for like a business. So you have a small business and you want to offer Wi-Fi to your guests. You can use this particular device. Now it says it has this, but I didn't see, does it have some plan, or there's too many questions about exactly what's going on here. And also there's a separate subscription service. So it's not just, hey, a $600 flat fee and we have free VPN for the life of the device. That would make sense. No, there's actually a subscription service on top of this. So the idea is that you set this, you connect it into your main internet line. It produces a whole separate subnet. The exact same thing you could do with any old router for, $50. $10 if you get a cheap one over at Goodwill, and might be insecure, but it's $10. What do you want? So you plug this into your internet line. It creates a separate subnet, and the idea is that now people can connect into this and use a separate subnet and share your Wi-Fi. So the idea is that you can share your Wi-Fi with your customers. Now, this is, again, tiered towards business, where you can either charge them money to access it, in which case, of course, this company gets a small cut of that sale, or instead, you can provide access in exchange for information. This actually is the approach Walmart just rolled out. I think they roll it out at least in the United States. I used to go through and be able to connect to some Walmart internets, and now to connect to Walmart internets, you have to have a Walmart account. And so you can go into a Walmart parking lot to use the internet now. You have to create a Walmart account to use their internet. And they roll it out to the whole country apparently the same day, because I was using it for a while, all of a sudden to get to a store in California, and then you had to log in, give them your email address and other information to be able to use their Wi-Fi. But then every single Walmart I've been to since then, including ones I've been to in the past without a problem. So they rolled out something to get more people in their accounts. So that's kind of what their approach is. And then, of course, what they're doing is they're trying to sell this as a service to get a lot more information. And then they're saying, well, it has a VPN, so they can't get into your network. Okay, this is a classic example of a case taking the VPN concept into absurdity. First big problem. The VPN means that every bit of internet is going through this company. This is a big data mining operation by the company producing this device, because now they can see any and every internet connection going through that device. Period. This is why it's only $600. This is such a great deal. It's because they are harvesting all of the data. They're harvesting all of the email addresses, they're harvesting all the payment information, and then they're harvesting all of the information from those people. And since everybody has to log into the device with specific account type information, they can log exactly who is doing exactly what. This is not a private VPN. Secondly, you do not need a VPN. When you have a subnet set up like this, you do not need a VPN to protect people on this device from accessing your main network device. That's the purpose of a separate gateway in a network. The VPN doesn't do anything. Thirdly, they're kind of selling this as all the people connected to it are also safe because it's all VPN connected. No, it's not. You have to have the VPN on your computer into the network, not get your computer onto their network and then their network has a VPN out. This is like hitting meta levels of stupidity. Like meta levels of stupidity. This entire thing is the giant, biggest, steaming pile of nonsense I have seen in a long time. HP printers make more sense than this crap. I just enjoyed this story. It's holy crap. Don't do that. But it's a perfect example of stupidity in our world. Oh, VPNs. It's got a VPN. It's immediately safe. It's secure. It's awesome. I'm never going to get hacked. Didn't work so well for Walsh, did it? Well, feds want the anti-drunk driving tech in cars, and here's what stands in the way. Yeah. This is rolling out. And so the goal is that any car created after, I think, is it 2025, I think, or let's see, regulation must be standardized by November 2024. So by the end of November 2024, so approximately 1 year from now, they have to have all the entire standards. The entire thing is here is that the government, because we have allowed them to do this, we need to vote every one of these guys out and say, the only way I'm putting any one of you morons in office is to veto this crap. Get it out of here. Because what they want to do is basically everybody is a drunk driver. We have to have devices in cars to make sure that nobody can drive drunk. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take horseback lessons because I might have to go out and I'm going to give up van life. I'm going to start doing horse life. All right. Dang. What's more expensive, horse feed or gasoline? All right. So the NHTSA is asking for help. Now, the reason I want to cover this is because the public will have 60 days to submit comments. All of your comments would be like, what the hell are you doing? We got to get rid of this nonsense, close this bureaucracy, and tell them to mind it. You know, it's like, I got a great idea. You want people drunk driving? I got a great idea. Why don't you lock up drunk drivers instead of letting them back out and telling them don't drink again? Like, go watch Code Blue Cam. How many times those guys, he's on a bond. He's not allowed to drink. Yet they found him again, and he's drunk off his butt. Like, Grand idea. Lock up the criminals. You'll stop drunk driving. I promise you. Because there's too many questions. Okay, it's a passive thing. Make sure you're not drunk. Well, it's going to disable the car if you're not. Like, okay, then the point they make. I am in an ice storm. Oh, we think you're drunk because the car is doing this. We're going to shut your car down. Oh, great. I'm going to freeze into the ice storm now. How wonderful. Like, this is so short-sighted. Of course, what morons are they? Mothers against drunk driving. They've all gone mad. I get you're a mother against drunk driving. Are you this incompetently stupid to think we need to treat everybody as if they're a criminal? I'm sorry, no. We need to vote every moron out of office who voted for this nonsense. The election's coming. Vote them out. But we have a public comment period, so tell them to go get out of here. And so, yikes. Lots of issues here, lots of issues. But it's coming to our cars, and I believe the standard is like cars produced in 2025 have to have this. Like what? All right. Yeah, Broadcom ends VMware perpetual license sales. So this basically means that we're going to see our server rates go up even more. Oh, this is so wonderful because VMware does run a lot of the back-end infrastructure. Like our cPanel servers, I actually pulled out the numbers. I don't know if I still have them on my desk over here. But I was looking at the cPanel numbers, and my cPanel prices, when I started buying my own direct cPanel license, I don't think I have the numbers on my desk anymore. At least I can't. Oh, wait, hold on. That might be here. When I first got my cPanel and I started buying my own cPanel license, it's not either there. I was paying, I think, $32.95. And I think that was only 2 or 3 years ago. They have gone up so much every year. Right now I'm paying $42 something, and it's going to go up again for me in January. So I am now paying, I went from paying, you used to be able to pay one fee for hundreds of panels. Now they cut that down. Now I started paying just 3 or 4 years ago, $32 a month for 30 cPanel licenses. Now I'm almost up to $50 a month for 30 control panel licenses. Well, all the servers these are running by is based on VMware. So now VMware is getting rid of its perpetual licensing system. And so now we're going to start seeing all server costs for everything be jacking up because guess what? They're not going to be graciously taking a hit on their money. They're going to be passing this on to you. So we're going to start seeing web hosting prices absolutely skyrocket because the cPanels already did the first thing. That's why I stopped using A2 hosting for all my clients because my cPanel costs were even more expensive going through A2 hosting. It was cheaper for me to have a server at Linode and my own private cPanel license. That was cheaper than doing the whole managed server at A2 hosting. That's why I switched. But right now, the costs are so high. Well, with this VMware, guess what? All of those servers at Linode, all those servers at DigitalOcean, all these things, they're all run on virtualization, most likely VMware. And this means that these servers, they might very well shoot up in price. Why? Well, this was Broadcom bought VMware. Now, we had talked about this was probably going to happen. Because they bought the company, was it a year or two ago? And they're like, nothing's ever going to change. And then, of course, just not too long ago, they let off, I think, 1,500 support people. And now they're jacking up the prices to absurd amounts. And all just because we need to make sure the investors get their money, That's how it's going to work. The problem is they might very well crash the digital economy in doing this because it is unsustainable how much this is going up. This is insane. So yeah, can't wait. So, hey, if I'm hosting your websites, we might have to see a raise in price again soon. I don't know. And on to our final story in busyness. Google found guilty of maintaining an illegal monopoly in Epic Games lawsuit. So Epic Games versus Google, the jury has determined that Google maintains an illegal monopoly over the Google Play Store and Google Pay billing service. The verdict affirms Google's monopoly power in the Android app distribution in-app billing sectors. Google's actions were deemed anti-competitive, negatively impacting Epic Games, and the jury found an illegal connection between Google's App Store and its billing. That really is their issue. Now, Google is less of an antitrust, in my opinion, than Apple, because with Google, at least you can sideload apps. The problem is if you want to put your app in the Google Play Store, you have to use Google Play payment methods. And to use Google Play payment methods means you have to give Google a large chunk of that sale. And so that really is the problem that we have. Now, Epic Games could very easily throw the app up on F-Droid with any old payment processor. If that'll work, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But that really is what it is. Of course, Google is playing to challenge the verdict, emphasizing its rivalry with Apple and other app stores on Android devices and gaming consoles. Because, of course, hey, you have this other phone. Of course, I think Apple was victorious over Epic Games. I don't remember the details of that one. Epic Games has praised the verdict, although the appeals court's coming in. So, hey, let's go back to court for another 5 to 10 years. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, Google apparently is the evil monopoly man. So it should put that be evil as fast as possible in their motto. Because why not? Why not, right? Well, if you want to help support the channel, we do have affiliates. Today we are highlighting ProWritingAid. I used this just this morning to finish editing the short story, and it was great. tlm.li/PWA. And so in ProWritingAid, this is a very nice tool. Uses some AI elements to help you with grammar, spelling, and other things. You can actually specify what type of recording this is. Is it a short story? Is it a children's book? Is it science fiction? Is it ancient stuff? Who knows? You can tell it that, and it'll slightly tweak the protocols based on what you're looking for and things like that. So you can get 20% off the yearly or the lifetime. And then there's a premium, and then there's a pro version. And so you can get it's $8. It's going to be $8 if you get it. I think that's billed yearly. If you get it monthly, there's no specific discount. It still does help the channel. You get it yearly or lifetime, you're going to get 20% off of either one of those. And you'll have a lot of fun things in here. Now, ProWritingAid from its inception has never stored your information for training purposes. The only time it would ever collect anything is there's an option to say, I think this marking is wrong, and you can explain why, and I think it'll take a small clip from there. Completely optional thing. Whereas Grammarly, which is their main competitor, now it has been since removed quietly, but for a long time they were saying, yes, we are collecting and harvesting and marketing your data from whatever you type into our system. ProWritingAid has never done that, and that's why I chose to partner with them instead. tlm.li/PWA for ProWritingAid to help support the channel with that affiliate. And we are now moving on to Sillyville, your favorite place and mine. First, we start out in McDonald's because the McDonald's ice cream machine hacker goes deeper. Yes. There's an entire Google map dedicated to finding the broken ice cream machines. So this hacker, this guy, Klitsch, this guy started this company called Klitsch that said, we can fix these McDonald's ice cream machines way cheaper because the franchise has to buy the ice cream machines from this company. And the company says, we don't want anybody working on these machines except us. And so that in and of itself is complete antitrust. And so you have one company working with this company, but the problem is they send people out to fix their ice cream machines about as much as John Deere sends them to fix out the tractors during harvest, i.e. they don't. You just got to sit there and suffer with the loss. And then people like me go into McDonald's and I want an ice cream. You don't have any. So I end up getting fat on double cheeseburgers instead. And then I have to blame the stupid company for that because I can't ever take responsibility. I'm kidding. But I'm seriously, if I'm in the mood for ice cream, I go to McDonald's and my ice cream machine's broken, I turn around and leave. Sorry, guys. You should hire Kitch instead, or Kitch, I guess. So Kitch has found out what causes the ice cream machines to go broke, but he said all of a sudden, one day, his business completely dried up. Well, he said that he found that the day before that happened, a giant email went out, which was effective collusion between McDonald's Corporation and the company that makes the ice cream machines to tell people do not use this company called Kitch because bad things will happen. Ooh, evil bad things. They're going to steal all your data or rape your customers in the streets or something. I don't know, whatever they're saying. I haven't a clue. Because it's just like they're completely unhinged. They have a captive audience in McDonald's. They don't want anybody stepping in. This is the raw definition of antitrust. So this has actually came out in part of Discovery with his lawsuit against them. This is the smoking gun. At this point in time, everybody should stop and go, oh, you engaged in antitrust. We're going to have to pay Kitch now millions of dollars and stop engaging in antitrust behavior. And then McDonald's, you might want to rethink this relationship you have with these abusive morons over here, because if they don't pay, you're going to have to pay. We're going to hold you jointly and severally liable. Now, is that likely going to happen? Probably not. But that's probably what should happen. But he does say that he found these emails. Not sure if there's anything we can do to slow up the franchise community. Let's see. Where's the actual email at? I hate these Wired articles. They're so stupid long. He had the article in here. He had it in here somewhere, but not sure which communication from either McDonald's or Mid. I think it's Midland, I think. And Mid can or will go out. And the legal filing, Kitch co-founders, of course, interpret the other solution to mean their product. So they're saying, hey, there's this other solution, but you should warn people not to use this other solution. And so that is the secret to why so many ice cream machines are broken. See, here's the problem. Any McDonald's guys out there, you're losing millions of dollars of revenue because you're engaging in antitrust with a company. You should probably think about, at the very least, telling that company, hey, if you guys can come up with a better methodology and solution of fixing the broken ice cream machines you keep selling us, we'll go with your option. But in the meantime, this guy's got us covered. So we're going to go with this guy. And that's called free enterprise. That's called capitalism. Now, what we have in America is not really capitalism. So the people going, capitalism doesn't work. No, we have a corporatocracy in America. We have corporations are dictating things and causing serious problems. We do not have capitalism. In capitalism, you don't have this massive bureaucracy of entry into any given business system. And in a real capitalist society, no company could possibly get big as Google or as Amazon or as Time Warner or as Comcast, because competition makes sure that doesn't happen. But when the big companies have lobbyist politicians to create red tape so that nobody can come up behind them, that is where we are at. It is a corporatocracy. It is not a capitalist society. And the McDonald's broken ice cream machine is the classic example therein. And finally, the first world bubble problems has come to another head. The ever-going seeking for the blue bubble. I lust for the blue bubble. I must have the blue bubble. The blue bubble. The bubbles. Bubble, bubble, bubbles. My bubbles. My blue bubbles. Why are people wasting mental energy on the color of the bubble of your notification? Really? Now, I understand on the technical level that the iMessage is a nice end-to-end encrypted system with a more secure message, which you can do with Signal. You know, here's a thought. Why don't you bulk get on Signal? Then you can all have whatever color bubbles you want to have. And you know it's still end-to-end. But there's this incessant psychopathy that people must have their messages on somebody else's phone be a different color. Really? What the hell is going on with these people? Why are we wasting energy to get a bubble a different color on somebody else's telephone? This makes zero sense. Why are we wasting the energy? Why? Now, this deals with the app called Beeper. Now, of course, there's the other app that came up that was this complete security, it was absolutely nothing. All right. So that got shut down because it's like completely insecure. So now this other one comes up, which is Beeper. And Beeper, then they made controversy because now they provided the service that would give people their green bubbles. But then they said, well, we're going to start charging $2 a month. And everyone's like, oh, you can't charge me to change the color of the bubbles on my friend's phone. I'm not paying money. Like, this is crazy. It should be a free service for me to change the color of my message on somebody else's device. Why? Why? It's all a conspiracy. We're working on changing the buttons. But now Apple is interfering. They're interfering. They're messing up the bubble color change. They're making all of the beeper messages now not work as they should be. So people's bubble colors are reverting back and all hell is breaking loose. All hell. You know what Apple should do? Apple should push an update that changes all messages red. Or maybe black like their heart. Why are we exhausting our energy trying to make our messages on someone else's phone a different color? Society is done. Society is over. We cannot go anywhere from here. We are done. We are wasting energy with the colors of our bubbles. Well, if you want to help support this channel, maybe I could even afford a phone which has different colored bubbles. Not that I would actually spend my money on an Apple device, but, you can jump on over to the Locals community. Locals, switchedtolinux.locals.com. Jump on over there, and you can jump into the conversations that we have over there. We have some articles. We did the supporter video is also over there. The hopefully by the end of the weekend, we'll have the next science fiction short story over there on Locals as well. You jump on over there and see what we got. With that, guys, thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.